So when my sister and I were young and we were traveling, we would do this game when we were a little bit bored, and we called it best ofs, but you could just do really like ultimate too. And so best ofs when you're at the airport is like, wow, best of mullet, ultimate mullet, right? Like there's something about the word ultimate, the word like, it's about sort of being fully what you are, whatever that happens to be.
Hi, I'm Brett from the New Wheel in San Francisco in Marin.
And I'm Karin at the same store. And we're talking today about the Gazelle Ultimate C380 and C380 Plus. Now, these are two bikes that are designed in the Ultimate frame family, but both use very low maintenance, high performance, vehicular and simple sort of components to make a great ride experience. And you know, one really interesting thing about them is the name is very similar. There's just a plus that differentiates the name. But the bikes are for super different riders. And so we're really gonna get into that in this video. So if you feel like we're not speaking to your needs or what you're interested in, wait a little bit longer, see it through, because the riders and the experiences of these two bikes are really quite different. And so what C380 means is it refers to the gearing on the bike. So C380 is the MVOLO hub, which is right at the back there. 380 refers to the gear range, right? Yeah. So there's a maximum 380% spread, right?
Between the low gear and the high gear. And it's an NVOLO hub, so it's a continuously variable transmission. So there's most gearing systems that you would be familiar with, would be, indexed. So you have 1, 2, 3, and you click through the gears, and they're very discrete. With the NVOLO system, you twist one way and it gets easier, and you twist the other way, it gets harder, and it's unique. There's nothing else like it on the market.
And that's connected to the drivetrain system, to the motor, with a Gates carbon belt drive. And that is just a no maintenance, clean, super simple way to do the power transfer.
Which just makes it even more low maintenance and simple from the rider perspective.
One of the defining characteristics of almost all Gazelles is the way they build frames as really a space to sit inside of. So that means that if you walk up to the bike, it's gonna look big to you right away, especially if you're on the smaller side. But it's not real stretched out. You're sitting up, you can look at traffic, and you can really make it yours, yeah, right? By adjusting the stem up and down.
On the Ultimate C380 Plus, because the idea is you're going faster on this bike, so you have a little bit more weight over your hands. It's got a more robust ergon grip with a really nice hand cushion.
I really see this as like a commuter bike. It's it's ridden by a person who wants to get somewhere quickly, go on long rides, that sort of thing. It uses the 4th generation Bosch Speed motor, which has 85 Newton meters of torque, so it has a lot of get up and go, yeah, and goes fast, which is fun.
That engine helps support this bike working well with the NVOLO hub. So one thing about the NVOLO hub is the gear range is not as wide as a derailleur. So you need more power running through it to get the same performance and speed. And so it really, to hit 28 miles per hour, you absolutely will love it with the newest Bosch drive. And in terms of the component spec on it, it's got a fantastic e-bike specific front suspension fork. It's got a 4-piston hydraulic disc brake setup from Shimano, which is also
tons of braking power.
Excellent.
The bike comes with, standard with a rack, fenders, a cafe lock, which is super handy for garage parking and short stops. And of course, front and rear lights. The battery is a 500 watt hour in-tube battery, which can be charged on or off board.
It has everything.
Right, it's clean. I mean, you've got high quality tires.
This has everything that you need as a practical city bike. that's going to last for years and years and years and be super reliable. And looks great. It is totally like your daily driver.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It feels very correct.
The C380 Non-Plus is a 20-mile-per-hour bike, and it uses the Bosch Performance Line motor.
It's in the performance cruiser category of bikes, right?
Yeah.
The like comfort bike that's really meant to be used seriously.
Yeah.
The other thing that's nice about this generation of the standard speed motor, it's a class 1 bike, but it doesn't feel like you're hitting a wall when you go up to that 18, 19, 20 mile an hour speed zone. It's a much gentler sort of let off on the power.
Well, there's no resistance in the motor when you're pedaling. You can pedal past the top motor assist speed
and not notice.
And you said class 1, so just to be clear, class 1 means this is considered just like a normal bicycle. So any age can ride a class 1 bike. It can be ridden anywhere that a bicycle can be ridden. It's considered just like a bicycle.
For people who want to ride for fitness too, like the Performance Line motor is great because, like you said, no resistance, so you've got the ability to turn the system off or down and really not feel an adverse effect from the motor gearing.
This drivetrain, this motor really works nicely for a bike like this where you're in a very comfortable ride position. It's more upright, it's got an adjustable stem, it's got suspension on the seat post because you have more weight on the back. It's got a different grip. It's more of a cushion, like a leather type grip.
Reminds me of a couch for your hands.
yeah, like a cozy, comfy couch. The other key part of this bike is aesthetically, it's really, really nice. With this suspension fork, it's a single stanchion suspension fork. When we were at Gazelle's factory, we asked them about this, and they said they did the single suspension for 2 reasons. One is aesthetics, and the second reason is it's much lighter weight because you have less material.
Yeah.
It does not have as much travel, but for a bike that's not going as fast, that's more leisurely paced, it's pretty perfect. It has the top end Shimano 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes. It's got Schwalbe Energizer Plus tires, which is an e-bike specific high puncture resistant tire. It's got a great lighting system, a beautiful rear rack. Comes with a cafe lock, so it's a really handy, easy to use locking system that you can plug in a secondary lock as well to lock the bike to something. And it uses the Bosch Purion display at the handlebar to control your levels of assistance and to see your battery life and the range on a charge. Also fundamental to the Ultimate C380 is the low step frame. And I think they've done a beautiful job. This is the same frame design as the T10, so the derailleur version of this bike. It's really easy to get on and off. The battery is really easily accessible. You can take it off from the top.
I love the design sort of detail of the interface between the motor and the frame. It's so buttoned up.
Yeah. No, I mean, the cool thing about Gazelle too, I think, is they focus their lineup so nicely that they can spend the time to just get it just right.
The C380 is offered in 3 frame sizes. The small suits people right around 5 feet up to 5'5", and then the large will fit a rider up to 6'4", 6'5". It's offered in 2 different colors. This is called Mallard Blue, which is a really nice, rich blue. Then a light olive that's beautiful as well.
And then on the Ultimate C380 Plus, there's 2 frame designs. So there's the low step mixed model, just like this here, and then there's a standard top bar, and there's a full size run as well, fitting riders from 5 feet all the way up to 6'4", 6'5". On the top bar model, you can add a dual battery option as well. So if you want to go on really long rides, the Ultimate frames will allow you to add, even after you've purchased the bike, we can add on a dual battery setup.
It's a beautiful looking bike.
It is. And the question is, like, who are these bikes for? And I think fundamental is the Ultimate C380 and C380 Plus are vehicular quality bikes that you can and will ride every day. I hope the video kind of described where they're similar and where they're different, and you could imagine yourself in either one. I would say it's an urban bike, but it's also a bike for adventures. and it's just a pleasure to ride.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's a bike that everybody should get on and test ride when they come to the new wheel, because it is so compelling and has a lot to offer. So come into our shop and take a test ride.
We have stores in San Francisco and Marin, and we've got these bikes there for you to try.
Thanks for watching.